Lauren Winters, dressed in simple travel clothes, walked into Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, exhausted from a long flight. She headed toward the first-class Platinum Elite Lounge to freshen up before her husband, billionaire real estate mogul Christopher Winters, arrived. At the reception, Jessica Thornton, the lounge manager, spotted Lauren, sweatpants, messy hair, no makeup, and immediately judged her unworthy. "Get out, we don't need your kind here," Jessica snapped. Lauren explained politely that she was a member, fumbling for her card, but Jessica refused to believe her. Two pilots, Captain Donovan and First Officer Richardson, smirked, backing Jessica with fabricated stories about what Christopher's wife supposedly looked like. Despite Lauren's calm explanations and offer to call her husband, Jessica escalated the situation, eventually calling security. Soon, Lauren was being escorted out of the lounge, humiliated in front of curious onlookers. She protested, insisting she was a member, but no one checked properly, and she was left in the busy terminal, weary and frustrated. For hours, Lauren waited near the gate, quietly observing the airport bustle, enduring the sting of public judgment. When Flight 1857 from Chicago finally arrived, Christopher stepped off the plane. His eyes immediately found Lauren, exhausted but composed. "What happened? Why didn't you use the lounge?" he asked, concern etched across his face. Lauren explained everything: Jessica's refusal, the pilot's lies, and her forced removal. Christopher's expression hardened. "Show me," he said. Together, they walked back toward the lounge. The staff froze as Christopher, imposing and commanding, arrived with Lauren. "This is my wife, Lauren Winters," he stated firmly, presenting his platinum membership card. Jessica stammered, speechless. Captain Donovan and First Officer Richardson looked gale. Ty as Christopher recounted their lies and the humiliation inflicted on his wife. Other executives and patrons watched, realizing the gravity of the mistake. Christopher demanded accountability. Thomas Bailey, the regional director, quickly intervened, assuring them corrective action would follow. Jessica was immediately dismissed, and the pilots faced suspension. Christopher emphasized that this wasn't about privilege. It was about basic human decency and respect, regardless of appearances. Walking away from the lounge, Lauren felt the tension lift. In the privacy of their Bentley, she reflected on the day's events with Christopher. "It reminded me of what matters, not luxury lounges or platinum memberships, but how we treat each other," she said. Christopher smiled, agreeing, proud of her composure and wisdom. Later, at their Buckhead vacation home, the airline CEO called, offering apologies. Christopher reminded him, "It's about changing a culture that judges people by appearances." Lauren and Christopher sat together, reflecting on the lesson. Dignity and respect are earned through actions, not clothing or status. This incident highlighted a simple truth. Assumptions based on appearance can harm anyone, no matter their status, wealth, or accomplishments. In a world obsessed with labels, designer clothes, and curated images, people often make snap judgments without knowing the full story. Lauren Winters, in her simple travel clothes, became a target for such superficial assumptions, her dignity questioned, her identity doubted, and her presence dismissed, all because she didn't fit the expected image of a billionaire's wife. Yet, it was her courage, composure, and unwavering integrity that transformed what could have been a moment of lasting humiliation into a story of vindication. She did not shout, plead, or degrade herself. Instead, she maintained her poise, calmly, asserting her truth, refusing to let ignorance dictate her self-worth. When Christopher arrived, the power of respect, truth, and quiet confidence shone even brighter. Their united presence reminded the lesson extended beyond the airport walls. Society frequently misjudges others, often in subtle ways, whether in workplaces, social circles, or public spaces. A person's value cannot be measured by clothing, demeanor, or how well they conform to someone else's expectations. True worth comes from honesty, self-respect, and the courage to stand for what is right, even when the odds seem overwhelming. In the end, Lauren's experience was more than a personal victory. It became a quiet but powerful statement against prejudice and superficiality. The humiliation she endured was temporary. The lesson she imparted was enduring. By standing her ground with dignity and integrity, She not only reclaimed her rightful place, but also exposed the folly of those who judged without knowledge, leaving a lasting mark on everyone who witnessed it. In a world too often blinded by appearances, this story reminds us all that true respect transcends looks, wealth, or status. Courage and composure in the face of judgment can turn embarrassment into empowerment and injustice into an opportunity for accountability. Lauren and Christopher Winter's experience serves as a compelling testament. The measure of a person is not how the world sees them, but how they carry themselves, stand for truth, and treat others along the way.